Hello and welcome to my channel Supercar Sunday. In this video we're going to be looking at the repairs that I carried out on this Skoda Fabia VRS. If you enjoyed the video on the VW Polo sill repair, stay tuned because you're definitely going to enjoy this one as well. This is a car that needed a lot of work for the customer's budget. However, after talking to the customer, I really wanted to help him get the car back on the road. This Skoda Fabia has got a lot of sentimental value to the customer, more than you could ever believe, and that's why I decided to take the project on. So let's check out the bodywork on this car and see what there is to do. So we have got a really rusty and holed through wing that is totally shot. It's going to need replacing. And the passenger sill, that's not looking good either. By the time all that rust sanded back, there's probably going to be nothing left. Probably going to need a sill on it as well. It gets no better to the rear of the car, there's rust everywhere. And the driver's side, it gets no better. In fact, I think it gets worse. That's bad. That is two new sills bad. Look at that door edge. That's going to need doing as well. And it just gets worse and worse. It's got some bad rust to the rear of the sill. Same as the other side. Also the arch. We've got bubbling up near the bumper. Probably had a repair before. And that's pretty much everything that needs doing. So I think, to be honest, we better just get on with it. I started the job on the driver's side. I wanted to have a look at that sill to see how bad it really is. As you can see, it's absolutely terrible. The sill's shot, the wing's shot, and the floor didn't look much better either. After I had a look at that sill, I went on to remove the wheels. I then stripped the front end of the car down. This tool is the most used tool in my workshop. I use it all the time. You can strip down a wing, a bumper, a door card and much more. It really is a handy tool. And this time round it came in really handy to remove the torque screws that hold the dirt shields in so I could access the bolts on the wings. Now I'd remove both the front wings. I found another hidden delight, and that was a snap spring. It's alright driving around with a snap spring until it ends up in the sidewall of your tyre, that is. If you snap a spring, make sure you get it replaced ASAP. Got the front end of the car all stripped down, and while we're waiting for the wings to come and the sills, I'm going to get on and tackle the rust. So we've got some rust on here. I'm going to hit that with a hard disc on the grinder. Got some rust there. It follows up onto the arch there. Now, I'm not going to cut the sills off yet because I'm waiting for them to come to see exactly how much metal I've actually got. I don't know how far up they go. Anyway, we'll get cracked on and clean up that rust. And I'm thinking that bumper might have to come off. Well, the sills have just arrived and I've lobbed this top bit off here. So I've cut it down because I'm going to join it along that edge there. What I'm doing at the moment is chewing on under here, and I'm grinding off the spot welds. So the spot welds all the way along here, I've cleaned it up and I'm just grinding off the spot welds, and then I'm chiseling this sill off, you can see there. So I've already cut through there, and what I'll do is I'll overlay that sill on top of here and I'll cut through the both of them, and I'll show you that next. Right, I've got all this dressed up, and as you can see there's quite a mess on the floor, rolling about in it. So what I was going to do, my next job, what I was going to do was lay this sill on top of here and cut through both of them. I'm actually not going to do that. So I've cut this sill, the old sill, back further. I've cut it onto that line. So that line is this bottom line here. I've cut that back to there. And what I'm going to do now is I've put a masking line along this sill, and I'm actually going to cut it a bit further up. So it should be the middle of there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld it on top of that for a stronger weld. So that's that sill panel now cut and it's in place. That's exactly where it wants to be, and I'll just weld it, seam weld it right the way along, and we'll go up here at this end so you can see it's corroded a bit behind there. So what I'll do is I'll cut that out, and that will actually overlap and weld up over there. So before that sill can go on, it's going to need to come off. It's going to need a bit more dressing up behind and some primer putting on it, some weld through primer. I'm also going to have to make a patch to go in here, and I'm going to have to patch up under here. I'll have to do the same on the other side, so I'll cut the other side out first as well and get all the other side prepped up and ready to be welded. And I'll weld this side, then I'll weld the other side, and then I'll dress it all up. Just started this side, and as you can see I've run the grinder down there, the cutting disc in it, and I've just cut that sill open and peeled it back. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to chisel that down, and it's going to show me where the spot welds are, and then I'm just going to grind the spot welds off and chisel the rest of the sill off. Back to this side, so you can see I've put some weld through primer on this side now. I've got to dress the welds up. There's a bit here that I need to dress up, still a bit that needs, can you see that? A bit that needs grinding off. So I just need to grind these bits off here before I spray a bit more weld through primer on it. So this is the stuff I got here. I purchased this off Amazon. I'll put a link to that in the comments. I'll pin a link in the comments to that with the other bits and bobs. So where I dressed up all the rust off these arches, I treated them the other night. I put some rust converter on, and you can see I feathered out the edges with the DA, and I've now put some of this hard filler in. So this is a metal filler. It's a lot harder than a normal filler that you'd use on dents. And back around to this side, you can see I've been getting cracked on here now. I've put a patch under there so the welding doesn't look fantastic. That's because it's been ground back. It never looks great when it's been ground back with a hard abrasive grinding disc. So I had to make like a patch with a L section on it, and I've plug welded straight through there. This is my folder that I use for when I'm making my patches, so if I need to fold anything. Basically I just trap the piece I've made in there, lift that up, and that puts an L on it, makes a nice folded section. So next I'm going to get this sill on. As you can see, I've cut it down like I did the other one on the other side, and I've just started to put some holes in it to spot weld it on. So the tool I'm using is this here. So you have it that way and it'll just punch the holes in. You can have it the other way and you can crimp flanges onto patches so you can get them to sit flush. So I'll show you how this works. Hopefully you can see. Punches them out. Just going to put a few holes on the bottom here. Obviously that's not going to reach onto there, so I'm going to have to use a drill. So I've just got this drill actually. I'm absolutely in love with it. It's mint, little handy drill, get into little places, absolutely brilliant. Places like getting up into arches where you need to put a screw in somewhere, or whiz something out. Get in here, there and everywhere. So I'm going to put a couple of holes. And that'll do, that's all that's needed. So that sill is all now clamped on in place and it's ready to be welded on. I've got that sill all tacked on now. As you can see, a few tacks along the top, and along that bottom I've done the plug welds. So they just need dressing up on the bottom edge. There might be a couple of little bits need redoing, but apart from that it's just the seam weld along this top edge now, and I'm going to do it in sections so that it doesn't warp. So I'm going to weld an inch or so at a time, and then I'm going to move and do an inch or so in another area, and then when the first area is cooled down I'll go back to it. Got this side all welded up now, and I've dressed it up and I've just cleaned up the welds. So you can see that's looking pretty good. It's ready now for some filler. Taking a big leap forwards, we've got all the filler work done now and I've masked the job up. So next I'm going to get some primer on it. So I've jumped forward a bit because if I showed you every little bit, the video would be so long you'd probably sharp lose interest. So I want to keep you interested. I jumped forwards, just want to show you I've got the filler work done there on the quarters. Filler work's done down the sills. I've prepped the wings up. I'm going to do them on that stand separately, get them in primer. And then what I'll do is I'll paint all the edges and the backs, I'll get them on the car, and the rest of the wings will be painted when I do the sides of the car. So this is not a top-notch dog's bollock job. It's just an affordable job for a customer of mine, just trying to help him out. It still will look decent. It's still going to be a lot better than if it went to a mechanical garage and had some sills welded over the tops of what was on before. I don't think we can really complain about them on there. I think they look reasonable enough. Anyway, let's get some primer on. We have now got the vehicle in primer. We've painted inside the doors. The next job is to get the doors fitted to the car. Got the doors on, and they didn't take too long to put on at all. Quite simple. And I've moved on, and I've also got the wings on, so I'm not far off. I'm going to get the car, get the sides prepped, get it masked off, and then get it in paint. Just want to talk a bit about these wings. So these wings I got from BCP Automotive on eBay, and I just want to say that I'm really not happy with them. So they're supposed to come in 2 days, 2 to 3 days delivery. They come, I think they come it was 6 days I think I waited for these wings. And when they come, one of them was dented, had a dent right through the line. So I've had to push that out and sort of sand it a bit with the DA, put some primer on. Hopefully I'll get the rest in the primer. So it come late, come dented, and honestly they just fit absolutely terrible. So I've been in this trade now for like 28 years, and very rare you get wings that fit as bad as these. What I've had to do to get these wings to fit, you couldn't believe. You honestly couldn't believe. So the holes in there, in fact, so the holes at the back where they're supposed to line up there, they were just an absolute mile away. Unless you're skilled at this kind of stuff, really good with your hands, you would really struggle to fit these wings. So I had to get a screwdriver in one of the holes, pull them over, get one of the bolts in, and then tighten it up with a windy gun, electronic gun rather, whatever you want to call it, knocking gun. Tighten it up, and then I had to get the other one in. The bottom of the wing, I had to panel all this round to make it fit, because that was stepped off a load. As you can see, they just don't fit up here at all. It's like they're too small. That's stepped off there. Yeah, I could have trimmed a bit off in there to get it to go in a little bit more. Possibly it would have gone in. The wings sat in there because it was fouling on here. They're just absolutely terrible. This one again, it was really tight. That's pretty much the best I can get them to fit. I'm probably able to pull these off a little bit, knock them out a little bit. But they're just absolutely a nightmare. So I wouldn't recommend getting these wings from where I got them from. I would look at another option. With everything fitted, it is now time to prep the car up for paint. As the car is being painted with a 2K solid paint, I was able to prep the car up with 500 grade discs on the DA. When I'd finished prepping the car up with the DA, I went over it with a grey Scotch pad. With all the preparation done, the next job was to mask the car off and to get it into paint. got the car in paint and I've demasked it. I'm now on with the build up. So I've started just doing little bits. I've got these on the wings. I'm going to wax all the back of the wings, get the wing liners in, got some sealing to do underneath, bumpers on, everything else, just basically get the car built up. The car was just about done. The customer was on his way. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned that the customer had a budget to repair the car. I also mentioned at the beginning of the video that this car has sentimental value to the customer that you couldn't believe. This vehicle belongs to a young couple that sadly lost their little boy to cancer. The couple used to use this car to take their little boy to and from hospital. I know it means a lot to them getting it back on the road. I've been a victim of cancer twice myself, testicular cancer. I've never been able to have kids myself, so I'll never understand what they've been through. What I do know, although I've had a bad experience myself, is that there's always someone out there that's had it a lot worse. And I'll tell you something else. The owner of this car, what a lovely lad, probably one of the nicest lads I've ever met. It was an honour to repair this one, to get it back on the road. I really enjoyed it.